Yeah, I have.
Okay, we'll open tonight's meeting with flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moment of silence, please.
Yes, sir.
Especially in light of what's happened this weekend, let's keep our school families and everyone in our thoughts and prayers. Thank you.
Thank you. Roll call.
Mr. Bender?
Here.
Mrs. Hoover? Here. Dr. Crew?
Here.
Mrs. Crew? Here. Mrs. Lee? Here. Mr. Rocco? Mr. Basil? Mr. Westrick?
Here.
Ms. Sinchop? Here.
Okay, we have one guest and patron sign up, Mrs. Holly Murphy. Please state your name, address, and you get 5 minutes.
My name is Holly Murphy. My address is 288 Cowan Park Road, Evansburg, which is Barr Township. I'm here tonight with my daughter Scarlett, who is currently a member of the Northern Cambria Marching Band. Although this up-and-coming school year, Scarlett will be attending the Cambria County Christian School. They do not offer the marching band program, and my child is very passionate about her music. She has even represented the school in Band Fest, and today we are just asking that you please consider to allow her to stay in the Northern Cambria Marching Band. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, administrative report, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Dr. Krug. First of all, I want to lead off right off the bat with introducing, we have now an interim business manager, and she has already paid for herself several times over. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Melinda Stuck, or Mindy, as she likes to be called, Mindy Stuck. Mindy is our new interim business manager. She comes to us from was it West Shore? I'm sorry.
West Shore, Huntington,
Yeah.
and a couple Votex schools.
Now, Mindy has to leave pretty directly. She's got to drive to Williamsport, I believe it is tonight, right?
Correct, grandmother duties.
Yeah, so she's going to the home of the millionaires. But in the meantime, if anybody had any questions that you wanted from the boards, you wanted to ask Mindy about the business office or how we're kind of filling in now, this would be, she said she'd stick around for a few minutes and answer questions if you had any.
This
If
is only
not,
my 4th day.
Yeah.
We did take care of tax bills with the resolution that you'll be passing tonight. We hope they will all be out in the mail this week, or at least they will be printed. So we hope to get them to the tax collectors very soon. That was top priority. Then we're working on the budget. I need to get up to snuff on software, on the district, but you do have a great staff here. Enjoyed working with them. We're also looking at debt. We have a lot of debt coming due very soon. And with the budget impasse, that we're looking at some cash flow issues as well. So that's really where my priorities have been, but feel free to call me anytime or go through Mr. Johnson and we'll get your answers. So nice to be here. Thank you.
thank you very much, Mindy.
Thank you.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
Now, excuse me to put my old man glasses on here. I wanted to cover a couple of issues that have come up over the past few weeks. The first most obvious one is the gymnasium floor. There's been quite a buzz over that and what's happened. And I don't have a detailed analysis right now. I think that's something that needs to happen. We need to conduct a kind of a detailed investigation on exactly how this came to be. But I'll give you kind of the broad outlines of what I know to have been the case. Apparently back in June, late June, early July, there was some confusion or perhaps mishandling of requests from SiteLogic, who had given pretty clear instructions to our staff that they wanted the air conditioners run 24/7 in the gym after the floor finishings were done. Now remember, SiteLogic did give the gym to the school district at some point back in March, I believe it was, because there was a desire to use the gym for spring activities, and that did happen. There were some practice sessions and other things that took place in the gym at that time. So after they turned it over to the school district, the responsibility for maintaining that area became the district's. There was apparently some malfunction with the air conditioner, and it turns out that it was turned on, but either because of a broken compressor or some other hardware issues, it didn't really provide any cooling, or provided very minimal cooling, and it sat that way for a significant period of time. And I do need to say that SiteLogic a couple times had advised us that there needed to be more cooling and more dehumidification going on in the gym. However, for whatever reason, by the end of July, there was significant evidence that the gym floor had begun to buckle and heave. It was getting rolls in it, and places under the locker, under the bleachers especially, was really buckling very badly. And that's the situation that's there today. The consensus agreement at the time that this was noted and discovered was that the best pathway forward was to put in large-scale dehumidification, do some work on the air conditioners very quickly, get them functioning properly, so that the room could be cooled off and dehumidified properly. We made a decision to call ServPro because they are, in our view, probably one of the better disaster recovery, danger recovery providers we know of, and they came and they did inspect the floor, and this is where it gets a little murky. They advised against dehumidification in favor of filtration because they came to the conclusion that there were mold spores that had been found in the floor. So they set up filtration units, but no dehumidifiers that I'm aware of. This obviously led to a lot of confusion and some consternation, and we've been dealing with this ever since. Finally, this afternoon, I directed ServPro to stand down in the air filtration efforts and frankly to start demobilizing, because they seem, for whatever reason, not to want to put dehumidification, and that's what we need. So we're going to seek it through some other channels where we hope we can find it. SiteLogic and Pyramid engineers came in and surveyed the floor. They recommended dehumidification. Also last week, in response to again, some stories got out as a result, I think, probably of the ServPro visit, that there were mold, in particular black mold, in the gym. So as soon as I heard that, I mean, having been in the school business a long time, I know what a real kind of lightning rod issue that can become. So I immediately contacted a firm called Keystone Environmental Consultants in Altoona to come perform, they're a qualified air testing lab, to come and perform testing, so we would know with certainty whether or not there was or was not any mold in the gym. Well, it turns out they found that there were approximately 2,000 spores per cubic meter in the gym, but the comparison is always between what the air is inside and what the air is outside. That's how you do it. And what they found outside here in our area is that the mold spore count is about 12,000. So outside, if you walked out the door right now, you're going to be in an environment where you're working with about 12,000 mold spores per cubic meter. That's not dangerous. We've survived that for hundreds of thousands of years. But in the gym itself, it's only 2,000. So our air quality in the gym is actually very good, and there was no evidence of any kind of black mold infestations, or colonies going. So I think we are very thankfully able to dispel that story that got out that there were mold spores. There are not, or there are a minimal number, or there are the normal number, maybe is a better way of putting it. As of this moment, the plan is still, and I talked with Rochelle Fennell from SiteLogic today, and the plan and the recommendation from SiteLogic and from Pyramid engineers is still, and it was also, by the way, the recommendation of Keystone Environmental Consultants, is to place dehumidifiers in the gym and run them continuously with the AC for at least 2 weeks. There is some reason to believe that there is at least a pretty decent chance that many of the buckles and heaves will smooth out if we do that and get the area thoroughly dried out. An issue at hand will be, obviously it's gonna be who is responsible for damages that have occurred. Site Logic, I believe, their opinion is that they turned the gym over to us, as I mentioned earlier, so it's on the district. But that's an issue that we'll have to work out and decide. But at this point, I don't think it really matters who's responsible, it has to get corrected regardless. So we're getting the dehumidifiers in as quickly as we can, from wherever we can, and getting them running, try to get the floor dried out as rapidly as possible, and then we'll have to assess where the damage is at when that's done. So that's where we are in that situation right now. It is being cooled right now, so there is some dehumidification from the air conditioners, but we need to get some more heavy-duty dehumidifiers installed so that they can run that pretty continuously and dry out the floor. Anyone have any questions about that? Yeah.
Okay, 2 questions. You mentioned twice that there was some confusion. Who was confused? The maintenance director, you, Site Logic, who was confused about running the HVAC system? And then my second question is, you said it was a malfunction. Was it malfunctioning or was it turned off? And if it was malfunctioning, is it fixed?
No, as I understand it, and I obviously, for obvious reasons, haven't been down and looked at it myself, my understanding was that there are several compressors that are involved in that system, and one of them was not functioning, so there was some cooling going on, but not enough to cool off the whole space. And the question further behind that was, well, when was it commenced? When did that air conditioning get turned on? Because there was a request from Site Logic, I believe, and I'm not gonna know the date, I don't have it in front of me.
Jen, I think these are all things we're gonna look into
Okay.
and investigate and kind of get to the bottom of.
So, okay, yeah, thank you, because I would go on for hours, but.
Good. It's taxpayers' money, so
Sure.
school's
Yeah, I
going to
mean, all I
start.
can tell is we're doing our best to mitigate the damage right now and make sure we do our best to reverse any damage that we can. So, any other questions, certainly contact me, but you're right, we probably need to have a more structured kind of conversation about that.
Well, I have one question. When you're saying about you're gonna turn the units all back on again and try and get it back into shape and take out the waves, what happens if, and what is that timeline? If you don't get it out, what is the contingency for sports activities in the gym between there? Because you probably got to replace floors, or you probably got to replace something there.
We've already talked to Dan Ajak and indicated that we're gonna maybe have to rely on the old high school gymnasium. The high school still ours, it's still open. Would not be what we wanted, but it would be something that would be functional. So
Well,
that's
didn't we
back.
take some of the scoreboards and stuff all out of there and put them down here?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet, okay. I knew they were talking about, I thought they brought some down.
It should be functional, and we're hoping we don't have to do that, but that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, that gymnasium is gonna, it looks exactly like it did when we played in there last year, and nothing's gonna get moved out of there because the plan is to have the volleyball team have the season up there, just so that we don't try to push the work in the gym. I emailed everybody about this a long time ago. I raised the red flag a long time ago, and I'm not gonna not say it right now. So, but everybody's happy, they've only practiced in the upper gym in the old high school, and everyone's happy to just have a volleyball season, so.
All right, moving on, just have one or two more things here. There are reports from the principals. The principals have been very hard at work, and I want to publicly acknowledge the work that they have done, and Karen and Annette and Donna, with my frequent absences because of my injury, they have really picked up the ball and run with it, and I'm very grateful to all of them for all that they've done, and Chris, and probably quite a few other people that I'm not mentioning there, so but I'm very grateful to them. But the principals have been working on the handbooks and the scheduling. There are updates on those at your desk places if you want to look at those. And the last thing that I want to mention, and Mindy alluded to this, is as most of you may know, there's still no budget deal in Pennsylvania. The Senate and the Assembly have not been able to work out a budget deal. I don't have a lot of contacts like I used to down there, but the few people I do know that I've talked to have said they meet, they talk, and they don't ever agree with anything, and then they finish talking, and they go away and come back the next day. So it doesn't seem as though we're imminently close to a budget deal. Why that's important to us is we've already missed our July and August state subsidy payments. They've already been withheld. The state won't pay anything until the budget's finalized. That's bad enough. It's gonna get much worse in September, when school starts. Our obligations will be significant, and our available funds to pay for it will be minimal. Now, I was talking to Mindy earlier, and in a situation like this, we can look at our fund balance. We're trying to determine exactly what our fund balance is, because we're not entirely sure. We can fall back on the fund balance. We can fall back to a certain extent on capital reserve. We cannot use bond money, obviously. That's bond money is for construction only. But again, we have capital reserve. We have, and we also have tax revenues now coming in. But I understand local tax revenues in northern Cambria amount to about $3 million a year. And our state subsidies are closer to 14 million, I think it is. So local income tax, as much as we appreciate it, is never gonna be enough to pick up the slack for the state not doing their part. If it gets to the point where we no longer have a fund balance to draw on or no longer have capital reserve, the board would have to make the decision, and we would have to go to a lender and consider borrowing in order to remain operational. That's the worst case scenario. Obviously, I hope we don't have to do that, but realistically, I do have to tell you. And again, it's complicated for us, especially because there are some debt service payments that are coming due this month. Most other districts don't. We do as a result of our bonds that are gonna be difficult to meet, but we'll do our best, so. And that's all I have, Dr. Krug, thank you.
Thank you very much. The other administrative reports were at your desk, I believe. Okay, so we'll move into buildings and grounds, Site Logic monthly report. I think you basically have that right here. I don't see, oh, there's Dave, I see Dave.
Good evening, you should have it in front of you. Everybody has it. I'll go through this pretty quick. First of all, I'd like to introduce Rochelle Fennell. She's the Regional Director of Site Logic. She just came a long time if there's any questions. So we'll go right into the executive summary. As you can read there, phase one, which is area H, which is the high school addition. The flooring is getting completed, the walls are painted, both levels. The plumbing fixtures and electric fixtures are going inside the casework as we speak. The final connection to all the electric plumbing is just about completed. We are working on the auditorium and the exterior. The auditorium, the wood has been delivered for the stage. The stage got cleaned the last several days. The stage lighting and rigging is installed. The house lighting, which is the lighting from the school, is being installed. The ceiling has been put back in place. Ceramic tile started in the bathrooms on the second floor. They got about a week to finish that. As you read down there further, the parking lot, curbs and sidewalks have been completed. We have a little bit of sidewalk repairing tomorrow over on the football practice field side. The line painting, they did the high school lot today. They're going to do the admin lot tomorrow. And then after tomorrow, all the parking lots can be turned over. The emergency generator was set, and today they actually did the testing, and tomorrow's the training for the emergency generator. Moving on to section 2, contractors updates. You can read through them, if you have any questions I can answer. The final page, I'm on page 5 right now, there's a few things there at the end. The fume hoods for the casework have been delivered. They need final connections for the HVAC to get installed. The graphics for the building controls, there's been people here, three guys here today from OZ doing the final programming so that the school has control over the system. The school has control over the system now, but they're just doing some final touches to the building controls. The commissioning and the air balancing is scheduled to start next week. Moving on, requisition summary. You can see there will be, we're right now at 95.2% paid out of the project. And if you look at our schedule update, we're at about 96% of the project, so we're paid out right where we should be. Again, we are holding retainage on all the contractors. The 95% that I'm talking about is what's paid out, but that's including the retainage. Next page. The contingency remaining, as of right now tonight, we have $222,943.60 left of the contingency. Change management log, there's 2 change orders that just need signed tonight, they were approved, we just need signatures, and there are no other open change orders. Next page is the schedule, I'll give a quick summary of the schedule. Within the next 2 weeks, we'll have all the painting completed, ceilings will be completed. Again, we're starting the final air balancing and the building controls. The final codes inspections are scheduled for August the 11th to the 15th, that's local codes inspections, but we have our preliminary inspections to get up to that point happening between now and then. Today they were doing some fire alarm testing and some sound testing going on. And if you look at the schedule shows the move starting 8/4, that started, the district has started moving. We go all the way through the end of the schedule, there's quite a few pages. You go to the final page, which is really kind of what we're worried about, getting to the end. If you look, the substantial completion date was scheduled for July 22nd, and as far as the substantial completion, we hit that. So there's no problem being ready for school. Okay, moving on, past the schedule. We have project considerations. If you look at that page, there are no open items, everything's been closed. Go to section 7, project photos. Classroom flooring, top left corner, emergency generator being placed, the gym entrance and vestibule, high school parking lot paving, the stage in the auditorium, and then the classroom work. Do you have any questions? Yep.
Yeah, so, to the best of your knowledge, aside from the auditorium not being finished, and we knew this, and the gymnasium issues, we are good to start school face-to-face?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Number 2, you mentioned delivery of wood for the auditorium, and I know that's the floor for the stage.
Yes.
Are we sure that the air conditioning is running and there's no humidity in there currently?
The air conditioner was turned off
Mhm.
in the auditorium. We, between the contractor and the maintenance staff, got it turned back on yesterday around lunchtime. The
And
wood came on Friday.
Okay, so the wood's not damaged?
No.
And the maintenance director and the school staff are aware, maintenance staff are aware that air conditioning has to run?
Yes.
Okay, that's all, thank you.
Those were in the contract documents from the beginning. It was our responsibility to keep certain set points, just like I told you all in that email.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Thank you very much.
I have one additional question, Dave. Sorry I was late. And I don't know if you already discussed, I don't want to rehash it, but did you all discuss the gym already, or?
Yes.
Briefly,
Yeah.
briefly.
Yes.
That was discussed in
Yes.
public? Well, I just want to clarify that, I want to hear it, because Kevin keeps saying yes, but I want to make sure the public's aware. Was the damage, I don't know what meetings happened outside of this meeting, but I just want to hear it from my own ears. What's the resolution for the gym right now?
Well,
Maybe you guys-
Michelle's been kind of spearheading this. So I
Okay.
have a few other things to be working on, trying to get the building done, so I can let Michelle speak.
Okay, thanks.
Good evening. I'm Rochelle Fennell. So I just want to clarify some stuff about the gym, and I don't know how far back, Al, you want to go. I did issue a letter. I'm not sure if the whole board received it or not, but a lot of the facts of what happened in the gym are in this letter. Right now, we've recommended dehumidification units. They still have not been put in. I believe we are switching companies now, Al, is that correct?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so that is the recommendation from all of your professionals, is to get dehumidification units in there. We also have the contractor who put the gym floor coming up also to look at it, along with probably the manufacturer of the wood floor. So at this point, we don't know if it will go down. We have to wait and see. If not, they'll have to go to Plan B.
And we don't dehumidification units, wasn't that requested like a week or two ago? You're saying the vendor never brought those in yet? The reclamation
It was
company?
requested, we recommended it to the district brought in a vendor. The vendor,
Still was
per
not.
your email, said he refused to provide them. You said it would cost more than putting in a new wood gym floor, which we did not agree with. We then still strongly recommended dehumidification. Access Architects recommended dehumidification, and the consultant from environmental who came up the other day also has recommended dehumidification.
And did we get an estimate of what that would have cost from the vendor up front? And
It's
They
the
just-
district's vendor, you would have to ask them. The
Surf
district
Pro
brought in Surf
gave
Pro.
us a cost of $125,000,
for dehumidification of the floor.
the way they want to do it. That's the problem. The problem is their perspectives on how it should be accomplished are substantially at odds with what our contractors and other professional associates are telling us. Put us in a difficult spot. Surf Pro is who we chose to do this because they're understood to be experts in achieving this kind of dehumidification. They have continued to maintain that the portable dehumidifiers that we typically think of are not going to be adequate, so they didn't want to put them in at all. They recommended air filtration at first, and they did set that up, then we had them take that out. And it's I told them we need to get dehumidification. And they said, well, we have this large tractor trailer that's gonna come in, it sets up a big engine, we tent off the inside of the gym and put ductwork inside it, and then we blow hot air, not cold air, not humid, they blow hot air into the gym for 9 days, and that'll dry it out. None of our experts, none of our subject matter experts like Rochelle and Dave and anyone else said anything like that. They've all recommended traditional dehumidification. So finally today, it kind of came to a head, and I advised them please to demobilize, and if they have any equipment, get it out, and we're gonna look for a different contractor and try to get somebody in here that has that level of dehumidifiers we can put into the gym and try to get that started. It's frustrating, yes, but we chose them because they were arguably the experts.
Yeah, that's the name you a lot of times hear around here.
Yeah,
I will-
and
yeah.
with the direction they wanted to go, and the direction, and I was inclined to agree with our experts, our engineers, because it was their building, they built it, and I felt they know it best, so I wasn't, and really honestly, at $125,000, you're almost at just build a new floor. And I don't know what a new basketball floor costs, but I'm sure that would probably make a nice down payment on one, so it just seemed
Yeah, it's a lot
silly.
to pull moisture out of.
Yeah.
Okay. And did we determine, was there moisture from the leak, or was it mostly due to the air not being turned on and not?
It's due to the unit being shut down into unoccupied mode for 3 weeks. And then when it was turned back on, I believe at the request of the architect, for an email that was received, it was turned one day on from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The next day it was turned on 24 hours. And then the unit, the compressor, started going bad immediately after it was turned back on. And that, as far as I know, still has not been addressed properly.
Okay.
And which is an existing unit. I would like to mention that. It has nothing to do with the construction project.
Okay.
However, am I correct in stating that the remaining compressors on the roof of the gymnasium could be running to provide some form of?
They are running. We had our subcontractor, because we were not getting any responses of what the district was doing, we had our subcontractor come bring their service contractor in to look at it. They got 3 of the 4 compressors running. That is why it's cooling in there right now. But it's still subject to failure because it's, without one compressor. And so it really does need to be replaced. We have provided a district a price to do that directly with Dart Construction, unless, again, the district is already handling that with someone else so that we didn't duplicate efforts. That's what we had asked, but we did not get a response to that. But yeah, that gym, you cannot leave a gym without ventilation. A wood floor, a newly finished wood floor, is extremely susceptible to moisture and humidity and fluctuation in temperature changes.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to hear that.
Are you a Site Logic employee?
I am, yes.
Are you the district's mouthpiece, or are you the contractor's mouthpiece?
I work with the district.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay, section B, 780 hearing, middle school. I'm gonna let this one up to Toby.
Yeah, if you guys will recall, in March of this year, we had a section 780 hearing which was required before we closed the high school. We had that hearing to close the high school, the actual physical building, the brick and mortar. When we submitted everything to PDE, they said thanks, they said, but it looks like you're reconfiguring too. You're now gonna have an elementary school and a junior, senior high school, so you're not technically gonna have a middle school, even though we'll be here in the middle school campus. They're asking us to have another section 780 hearing. It's just a hoop we have to jump through, so we need to schedule that and hold that. The purpose, if you recall, was so the public can come, comment, provide any input they want, and then after 90 days, we can enact a resolution officially closing the middle school. Until that time, PDE has placed our middle school in inactive status. So we no longer have an active middle school. We've reconfigured into an elementary school and a junior, senior high school. And after we have that public hearing, wait 90 days, it'll officially be closed. So I have a placeholder date in here of September 3rd for the hearing before the next CoW meeting. I would prefer to do it sooner if you guys, I just suggested that date because it's the next CoW meeting, but I think this is something we should do sooner rather than later. We do have to advertise for this hearing. There's a 15-day waiting period. After the expiration of that 15 days notice, we can have a hearing, so whatever suits your schedule. Okay, and that's not something we have to decide tonight. We can circulate dates, we can advertise, and the public will be aware when that will take place. Okay. Okay, shop equipment and exhaust. Mrs. Lee, you've been doing this one. Go ahead.
We had Servant come in and look at the existing unit here, and they had indicated that it would be able to be rehabbed and work for the middle school shop now, junior, senior high school shop. But when we were waiting for a report from them, and when they gave us the report, it seemed like it was totally different. They had so many additional items added into it. And I had originally asked Mr. Johnson if he would come up with a apples to apples comparison of the options that we had been able to look at. And I don't know if you had time to do that, Al.
Well, it's not that I haven't had time, it's just been very hard to do that because the definition of what's an apple keeps changing, like you said. When we had the Stern Bend people here, they gave us a pretty rosy picture of what this would look like, but then following that, the report was we wouldn't be able to service all the hardware. So then it became, I don't know how to compare that, whenever that, I'm not sure what they're really able to do. The only other comparison out there is Mr. Wenderoth had done kind of a preliminary design for a project. I guess this was back in the spring when he did this, and he'd come up with a cost of about $50,000. Now that included the duct work, that included a large. I think one of the main issues is the size of the dust collector. I'm hearing there's a consensus that the one that's there now is not large enough to service all the machines in the lab, and that was why there was a desire to move to a larger one.
Danielle?
If I may, I was at a job conference meeting when this was brought up, And so I contacted Mr. Wenderoth and I asked him if he would create a matrix so that we could compare the two options. And he's done a really good job of that. I don't know if you wanna talk about it tonight or get copies of that to everyone.
Sure, I can just read down through the numbers that I put together that are actual from quotes.
Are you working from that one that you
The one-
emailed?
The one that I shared with you?
Yeah,
I don't have a printout of it. But
I have many copies here, I was gonna pass around, is that
That would
okay?
be,
Okay, I
that
thought,
would be
oh, cause
wonderful.
it was more recent than spring.
Do you want me to share it with the board? I have it in my email right now.
You could, but he has paper copies as well.
Can I ask a question? How many students do we have in shop?
I think, Ms. Previous, do we have an idea how many kids will be taking those courses this year, or any
I don't
estimate?
have a number that's signed up for it currently. I can go back and check.
How many do we have going to VOTEC? We have students signed up for VOTEC.
We probably have about 60 students that go to VOTEC or more. Like 75, somewhere between 60 and 75.
Yeah, I wanna say like 65, roughly, yeah, but that's not the same.
No.
It's not the same at all. The VOTEC is a specialty, and this is just a class.
Well, I understand that, but, so what do we hope for the students that we have in this class to come out of this class with?
But it sounds now like we've like put it off so that we have no choice but to offer them nothing. You know, I mean, and I was told that there was a comment made that you didn't care if that room became a closet because we have VOTEC.
I did not say that.
Okay,
Okay, stop from the personal attacks, state
I'm
your
not
business.
attacking anybody, I'm not,
You
listen,
don't miss
this
an
is not an
opportunity,
attack,
Daniel, to do that.
okay?
So just
I
keep
have a
it to the
comment to
facts,
add
okay?
according to curriculum.
Just keep it to
Oh,
the facts.
God, okay, so I still have the floor.
I control the floor, just keep it to the facts.
That was, I just said the facts. I said that I heard that said. So, and at this point, I feel like we've kicked this can down the road so long that now we will begin school without a shop that's completely done, because it's always been the contention of a few board members that we have VOTEC, so we don't need shop. I have been intimately involved with this for the past few months. It has been ignored or not shared with the right people. And we have a dust collector option that would be comparable to refurbishing the old one that we had that was never, ever maintained. And it will do all of the different machines that we have. The current dust collector that we have, that they were proposing we refurbish, isn't gonna handle 2 of the different machines that we have. So we would have to purchase portable dust collectors just to have those 2 machines running, okay? And then that would be extra noise, extra dust, and people would have to constantly be emptying those instead of having one modern
Oh, wait,
solution.
I thought the new collectors, they're not really new. They're refurbished, are they not?
Are you referring to the used
Yes.
one that I found from Hermance
Yeah.
Machinery? It is a used machine that was very well maintained, has been inspected, and is 100% ready to go.
Does it come with a warranty?
That I would have to ask them. I've never discussed a warranty. But what Mrs. Hoover is asking is, or mentioning is that that machine is designed to take small particulate matter as well as large wood chips. The current machine is only for fine sanding dust. It doesn't handle anything larger than very small particulates. The reason why it is in the state it's in is because it was used for large particulates, it got jammed and sat for a decade clogged with water going into the machine, and it rotted it out from the inside out. The portable units that have been suggested are loud. The air quality is poor, there's a lot of dust that gets in the air, and they take up room. This newer used unit that I found, like I said, can handle the large and small particulates, and it's actually a couple $1,000s cheaper than refurbishing the one that we have that can't do what we need it to do. So, and the paper that you have now shows the cost. It is close, the margin is very close, but you're getting a newer machine that can handle everything that the district would need.
Did you use CoStar's for some of these prices?
Yes, all the quotes
Oh, it's all-
have been given with CoStar's in mind. Matter of fact, you had even you were in an email back in May.
I knew you did some of it, but I didn't know if all the
He
stuff.
rearranged it and made a CoStar's bid
Okay.
from Hermance, because they normally sell machinery to industry and private.
Mr. Wendorf, can you also talk about the safety features that your slightly used unit compared to ours would provide?
Yes, it comes with a backdraft valve, which is required for a possible explosion from wood dust being ignited. It already includes that. That's over a $10,000 savings right there. And they have given us quotes also for the required fire extinguishing, detection and extinguishing equipment that is required in case of the fire. And it is actually cheaper through them than it is through Effective Controls, which is the people that gave us the quote to revitalize the current unit.
And can you clarify, because again, this is outside my realm.
I had a question also.
No, hold on. Did you have your hand up?
Yes, I
Okay,
did.
then
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
As per the curriculum meeting that I attended in the early spring, we're looking at 5 to 7 students. Typically in the past, if the student per the class, if the class is ranged below 10, he had to bring it here for a vote to allow those classes to proceed. I'm not sure if those numbers have exceeded those 5 to 7 students, but the enrollment is a very large factor here.
This is the first I'm hearing about it.
Well, do we have,
Let's let Mrs. Previous
I
answer.
just wanted to give you the
Go
numbers.
ahead.
Yeah, I was just
We had
gonna ask you.
91 students enroll in those classes last year.
Are you talking through TSA and all of them?
Not TSA at all, just his classes.
Okay, but per time, then what was the 5 to 7 student numbers that kept coming up that I saw with the presentation that was given to me?
There were some classes that had lower enrollments. So there were some that did fall within that 5 to 7 range, absolutely.
Okay, what were they using? Because that's my question. If they're actually using materials that are, because I'm thinking that we can still proceed with some of those classes aside from the problem at hand.
Yeah. The metalworking classes had trailed off in popularity. The woodworking classes were still very popular. We had to limit them to 15 just for safety reasons. And there were always kids coming to me saying, "Could I please get in your class?" And for safety reasons, in a small lab like that, 15 was what I felt was maximum.
Fred, is that per class or is it total? Like if you limit them to 15, is it 15 per class?
15 per class,
Okay.
yes, for actual period.
Okay.
How many classes?
Teach 5 or 6
Oh, that's good. Okay,
a day.
that's fine.
Go ahead, Mike. Do we start, so does it only start at high school? I'm not sure if I understand when the kids have access to, is it only high school or is this gonna be 7th? Is it ever gonna be, they do start at 7?
Well, now, yeah.
Now we can.
Okay, that's what I was wondering,
Last
cause,
year it was only 9.
cause again, like, I would picture this being an introduction to kids that may eventually pursue VOTEC because they
That's
are getting
exactly-
introduced
It's
to.
exposure to a lot of our
Yeah.
kids that don't have access to any of this. They don't know if they would be interested in carpentry or welding or any of those things. And I did just speak with Ms. Mastringi as well, who's working on our schedule with our students, and she's had to put in additional courses because home and auto also, which we didn't mention, has been it's definitely growing. There's a lot of different things that happen in there, like basic home repair kind of things. I love when I observe that class because I learn all kinds of things in there. So it's basic taking care of your home kind of things that are being taught here at school. In carpentry, and I learned drywall and cars and all different kinds of things, but those classes are growing. He's been growing the program since he's been
That
here.
makes sense. Kids like hands-on stuff. And then, just to clarify too, because again, just to understand the dollars that we're looking at here, I see something on the right and left, but I don't know if I quite understand. Is the one on the left or the right, the 3400 CFM, is that what we currently
That's
have
the
the
current,
unit?
yes, the column on the right is the stern vent unit that is what's currently here.
And then the
one on left
3700 is the new,
The
well, used?
used
It
unit.
just so, again, when we buy used, we probably should understand what new costs, like what would a new cost versus a used for that same?
He gave me a quote, it was, I would really like to look at that before I throw you.
That's okay.
It was either 70 or 90,000.
Just to understand if
For
new makes sense.
22,000.
Yeah, I mean, if you're, yeah.
It's, I've got so many emails from this gentleman.
No, you're fine. Or you can look it up and send it to us, I think, just, I'm trying to understand
I could do that.
what we're giving up versus
Yeah, I
new
would
versus used.
appreciate that if you could, Fred, okay? Thanks.
Yeah, I can get you the used
Yeah.
versus new.
But then this unit, the unit you're proposing or is being proposed, again, is for physically bigger,
Articulates, yes,
particulates as
it's
you're
called a
going.
baghouse unit and can handle it. I've only looked at this used unit because of the unique situation that we are in as a district. And I thought that this would be a good option for us, not knowing the condition of the other machine at that time. Yeah, I've been working on this since January, February. But I thought that this was a good option for us. I understand used versus new, but
Yeah.
I can get you that information.
Yeah, I think the only way to even consider new is if you said we were getting something that's a 10-year guarantee or something, and maybe you're giving up a lot, but if it's a $30,000 savings, but, you know, at the end of the day, we have to have shop money. I can't even picture not having, we don't wanna have dust floating around for kids for 45 minutes, so, okay, well, thanks for working on it.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, let's go to item B, school lunch sponsor agreement. Be resolved, the Board of Education discusses and approves the sponsor agreement between Northern Cambria School District and the St. Nicholas Catholic School, which includes a .15, which is 15-cent increase per meal from $2.85 to $3 for the 2025-26 school year. I'll make the motion. So, Mr. Tom Bender. Now, before we go on your list of attachments or whatever, it wasn't on there, it said it was gonna be put up later. I looked, it's not on there, it's right here in front of me for the sign. I mean, we had to find it on the last page where the increase was, okay? So it's about 45 estimated servings, 176 school days, at $3 a price, which is about $23,760. If you guys wanna see it, I'll pass it around for you, so you can see what that is. But I think we do this every year. It's just went up 15 cents. We don't get to determine that price, they do. The state does, yeah. Okay, that's what I asked Toby here just a little bit ago. So that's basically what it is, all right? So that wasn't on your appendix, it's just for me to sign, okay?
Dr. Group, how many meals did you say, about 45?
It says about 45 for 176 school days,
Okay, all right, thank you.
okay?
Okay, thank you.
Just so you have it, okay? Okay, any other questions or comments on that? All in favor?
You need a motion and a
Oh, I already did.
He did, yeah.
Tom.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Okay, milk cooler, discuss the 3 quotes received, you can see that below you. I guess it's for the milk cooler.
Yeah.
You might know more about that, Alan, than I do.
Yeah, the present milk cooler's got a leak seal, and it's losing a lot of cold air. And in addition to leaking fluid, it's also, the milk is getting warm, and over the weekend, we can potentially lose some. So, it's an old unit, and it really was time. This is something I had discussed with, Roland and Michelle a long time ago, that this would be something they would need over the summer. And the consensus was we really need to replace that in order to make sure that our milk and milk products are fresh.
I'm guessing according to this, it was apples to apples comparison, like the same size cooler and everything?
Yeah,
So I guess we'll have to, if we're gonna put it on for the Carnegie.
yeah,
vote, okay.
and that was acceptable to us.
Put all in for
Just as a little plug too, for coincidentally, we've dealt with some of this recently for our shop, and Carnegie is out Altoona, but they actually have a local
Okay.
individual lives in Northern Cambria that works for Carnegie, so they have a local person that actually
That's
supports
great
the
to know
company.
too.
Okay, so be it resolved, the Board of Education approves the purchase and removal of milk cooler from Carnegie at the cost of $2,758.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Bob Westry, second by Mrs. Carol Lee. Any other questions or comments?
Who was the second, sorry?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah, Carol. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Okay, the Chromebook insurance, discuss the parent purchase insurance for the student Chromebooks for the 25-26 school year. I believe we did this before, didn't we, Chris? We've always done this?
Yeah, we've done this for the last 3 or 4 years now.
Okay.
And again, this is just, we provide information to Securities, the company that manages it, but they go, it's direct between the parents. We aren't really involved other than to provide them equipment information to verify that, yes, we gave this student Chromebook number 123, that's the one they're insuring.
Okay, put on for a vote for the or for the regular? Okay, good. Okay, Giddings Protective, maybe we should we talk about that in executive session? I think we'll use this, we'll wait on the executive session for this, because it's gonna tie into a later agenda item, okay? Item D, be resolved, the Board of Education approves the purchase of Holton Collegiate Tuba from Sports Music, which was budgeted in the amount of $5,000.
Motion?
Motion by Mrs. Jen Zenshaw. Did you say it?
Yeah.
Second by Mr. Mike Basil. Yeah, it looks like it was budgeted, so. Any questions or comments for that? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, Oz 3-year agreement, be resolved, the Board of Education discuss and approve the proposal for a 3-year preventive maintenance contract for the Northern Cambria School District's energy management system, which is EMS, which was confusing. Details are outlined in appendix number 2. Okay, I'm not sure about this too much, I'm gonna guess this is something new.
Yeah, Oz is a company that installs and manages, and they'll in turn teach us how to manage the software that runs the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems. Now, some systems it doesn't really control, like the CoW systems, they're kind of on their own, but everything else we have here, we have a lot of air conditioning and heat pump units installed, and Oz installs all the controls so that Jeff and his team will be able to run those units effectively. I mean, he can do things like turn the air conditioning on remotely, turn the heat on remotely, change settings, change temperatures, and that's what Oz does, and they'll provide training with the software.
Dave, I'm gonna guess this is part of that system that was turned over, or will be turned over, right, once it's calibrated?
I'll just give you a brief history. When we put this job out to bid, Oz was the contractor that did all the controls for the previous rooftop unit back in 2022. So we used them for the new construction project. We're just asking for a maintenance agreement.
And this is a good idea?
Oh, yes, yeah,
Okay.
they're the programmers right now, they're programming the new system. Because I told you before, we got 3 systems here, old, new, and new.
Okay.
So they have that all.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah, Carol, go ahead.
So prior to this,
We need a motion.
oh, okay.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Tonberg, now you can go ahead.
So this was not up and running, it controls the air conditioning also, did you say?
Yes.
So it wasn't running prior to this?
It doesn't control, Dave, and correct me if I'm wrong, it doesn't control the auditorium, the gym air conditioning, right? It's really just the new construction parts that it controls.
Yeah, but they have access to the whole system.
I think the question is, was this operational when the system went down on June 1st?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood
Yes.
the
And it
question.
was programmed to run the system as it was prescribed, and it was turned off
Okay.
manually on our end.
Okay, so it's a good idea to have this, I guess, okay.
If we use it right.
So, see, there you go, there's your comment.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead, you want a question, Mike?
Yeah, one other question, Dave. So this doesn't appear to include, it says it does not include reparts. So it's not really, it's a maintenance program, but it's basically having to come out and do preventive maintenance, it looks like. Not,
Well, again, this is not on a contract, they're giving you a proposal to do the work. So I don't know what their proposal even states.
okay, but to clarify, does every other school always get it, Dave, or do they get it for a year and then they kind of, it's something you could do on your
They come back to
own?
you with an option, hey, do you wanna hire us to do a 2 or 3 year preventive maintenance program or something?
Yeah, it's not meant to run it, I think it's meant preventive maintenance, you know what I mean?
Cause they can log on from anywhere, take it in the systems.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, so you guys have been working with Oz for a while.
Yeah.
With maintaining and updating the system. So again, the controller goes bad, Jeff's got somebody to call and say, hey, this thing's not working, I can't see the thermostat in room XYZ. They come out and replace it or repair it or reprogram whatever's needed. So you guys have been working with them for a while.
Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to understand it, because we're gonna pay every time that we have to use them, it looks like. This just says simply that it's preventive maintenance, but it doesn't include when they do repairs now. So I'm just trying to understand what we're getting for the service agreement versus, because it says that the proposal does not include, electrical parts, labor, looks like preventive maintenance. Again, I'm not saying we don't get it, I'm just trying to understand, if they have to come out and do work, it appears that we're gonna have to still pay for the work, right? At least that's what I'm reading.
It says it does not include DDC repair parts and labor, software maintenance agreements and license upgrades, and electrical parts and labor.
Yeah, and I'm not saying we don't get it, cause it's an expensive system, I'm just trying to understand, if we don't get this, what are we not?
What are we getting?
Yes, and again, I'm not saying we don't get it, I'm just trying to make sure we understand.
Jen, you
So-
go first.
Maybe just to clarify then, if we have this and something goes down, one of our cooling units shut off, and maybe our maintenance department doesn't realize it, will they contact us? Are they like a watchdog? They're going to say, this is out, you need to go in and take a look at this?
That's kind of an.
I'd rather have Jeff to answer that question.
Yeah.
Okay,
But I can just say this though, and I know it's looking back, but this program was offered when you guys did the work in 2022.
Okay.
Now that we have the scenario we have,
Yeah.
if you'd have had this maintenance agreement, the work that just failed probably would have been covered
Okay,
under warranty.
all right,
Would be covered,
thank you. Okay.
under the warranty, this,
Yes, of the old equipment. Let's say the old equipment that was installed in 2022. Now, the new equipment under the new construction is a warranty 1 year from substantial completion. So you have another year warranty on the new stuff.
That's on the control side. The compressor that failed on the unit was a mechanical unit. That would have been on the HVAC side.
So this
there's
first-
two different parts.
okay,
right?
but this first year coming up, are we already covered through the manufacturer and everything? Are we covered through warranties?
You should be covered on a warranty for the new project. I'll have to check how
Okay,
long.
I'm just, yeah, just wanna get
just another thing, just so you know,
A year?
I don't know if you have this on that thing anymore, but the rate schedule for labor that's not included in the contract, service rates for additional days outside the contract during normal work hours are at the current year's rate per hour, including travel time and mileage at $1 per mile. All overtime labor rates are 1.5 times the normal rates, and this proposal is only valid for 30 days, so. All right, so you either get to do it now or maybe yes, Daniel.
I have, a question I'm thinking is this so, if we have this maintenance agreement and our maintenance director has a question about something, or is it like a help desk for this software? Is that how they, I mean, would that be
Yeah,
what,
the
like if I
maintenance
need,
The maintenance director can log into the graphics on his screen down in his office, and he can see what's running and what's not running. And then he can converse with OZ, and OZ can tell him what he needs.
so like customer support
Yeah,
that we otherwise might not have after a certain amount of time. So until Jeff really gets the gist of this, it would be a good idea to have for him, so that he can use the system properly.
Yeah, and without us reading the proposal, we don't really know what's in the proposal, but that's a good.
Understood.
I just would like to get clarification on what we get included with the system, because just like when you buy a car, like I don't wanna buy a warranty that covers the first year when I'm already getting covered, but maybe we need this maintenance that's kinda like making sure the system's used right. I just wanna get clarification on that, that's all. I'm sure we probably need it, but, you know, seems like we're paying for everything above the monitoring. I don't know if that's supposed to be included enough for a year, so, okay, that's all I have.
I'll do a roll call on that one.
Mr. Bender?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoover?
Yes.
Dr. Crew?
Yes.
Mrs. Crew?
Yes.
Mrs. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Basil?
I'm gonna vote no, just because I'm a little bit, I'm just voting no.
Mr. Westrick?
Yes.
Ms. Zenshaw?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, the next items we're gonna hold for executive session. We may end up coming out and voting for that, or we may not, I don't know, okay? But we're gonna hold that and talk about it first. So, item G, Sabella Paving and Seal Coating, discuss the paving pole, salt and storage area. 3 quotes were requested by the following. You can see 2 were not interested, and the Sabellas gave their quotes. I don't know if you guys know anything about this, I don't know if Ellen knows anything about this, but Jeff did approach me about it and asked if they could put it underneath their storage shed. That way they could section it off and put salt and different things in the same shed. And he said right now they can't really do that. So that's why I asked, I said, I'll put it on for the board to decide.
Yeah, he mentioned it to me, and
Yeah.
I said the same thing, but we didn't go a lot of details. I
Yeah,
don't know a lot
and
more
that's
than-
the gist
I
of it.
don't know a lot more than that.
And I said, get 3 quotes and bring them to us.
Definitely said he needed it.
And I guess it wasn't part of the original construction plan, so. Okay? So I brought it in front of you.
So just to clarify, Kevin, you're saying there's pavement there now, but they
No.
can't, there's no pavement?
No, it's on dirt, I think dirt or gravel. something, it's under that shed, like back here, it was under that brown shed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's moving, or it's gonna stay there, but they just wanna pave it to separate
They
it?
wanna pave it so they can section it off and put different things under the same shed.
And there's gonna be, the parking around there's still not included?
I don't know about the construction part of that. Okay.
Okay.
So, sorry.
Yeah, Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, so when they move that shed to pave, are they moving the shed or are they paving with it?
Well, the shed's not bolted down, I think it just sits there.
So my concern is when we move it, will it crumble? Cause it's not new, so, I mean, this is the way things.
That's not that old, we bought that, it's within 6 years, I think. That's not that, it's a steel shed.
So it's not in a bad,
That's
Part of the
movable.
construction project, we moved that shed to its
Yeah.
current location.
and it was okay with
Yeah, it was sitting right in the center of the parking lot before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
cause I knew we had softball practice around it in March.
Got it, okay.
Okay, so-
Alright, I just worry things are gonna crumble.
Nah. Okay, so if, do you wanna vote on this tonight, or let it go? It's up next. Okay, here we go. Be it resolved, the Board of Education authorizes Sabella Paving to install 3 inches of BCBC and 1.5 inches of top coat at the cost of $6,285. This option is requested by the maintenance director because it will be able to handle our coal deliveries in the triaxle trucks. Okay, the other option is the other one above. I guess we really didn't talk about, but it's thinner. I guess it's a mixture of the two, not one and the other one. Okay,
No, there's no BCC.
so since I read that, I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Second one is just Carol Lee. Any other questions or comments? Yes, Daniel?
I have a question, not that I want this to be the case, but since we are redoing the way that we currently store coal, are there any environmental concerns we should have as far as making sure that what we're about to buy is like standard or up to code, or is it not a deal? Like if we currently have coal sitting on the ground back there, are we grandfathered in or something? Is this the way that we're supposed to store coal according to?
Like, once you remodel something, you're required to follow
Yeah.
certain standards and stuff, I see what you're saying.
I mean, it
No,
sounds
it's a
like it
good
would be
question.
better than on the ground, and
Yeah,
I'm for it, but is it gonna be enough?
It would avoid the shale and stone trouble we had falling into the coal in the past.
Oh, totally agree with you, I'm just saying, if we do it, which I will vote yes for this, I think it's a great idea. I just wanna make sure that what we're doing is actually what, you know, if there's no standards on how you store coal above ground at a school district, then that's fine. But if there's something beyond this that we need and we think we're having a solution and it turns out we don't have a real solution, that's my only concern. But I am for this.
yeah, I see what Danielle's saying, like, if, do we have to go through permitting for this, or do we have to have a certain design because it's storing coal and salt? Or is it basically we can just pave and
Throw it back there.
put the coal and
Well,
salt in it?
if I look,
Runoff like salt.
I mean, Himmel's, how they store theirs, a big coal bin with cement. Heights, same way. Any other place I've ever seen, it's always either been stored outside under a shed and on concrete. And that runs everywhere,
Including the state sheds.
including the state sheds.
Just so we're sure that that's gonna be correct. I'm for this 100%. I just wanna make sure that it's the final solution and that we don't have to come back, revisit and do anything different to it.
Yeah, just like you install an old tank, there's
Like,
certain.
would it have to be concrete versus blacktop? I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, then we'll roll call.
Mrs. Hoover?
Yes.
Dr. Crew?
Yes.
Mrs. Crew?
Yes.
Mrs. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Basil?
Yes.
Mr. Westrick?
Yes.
Ms. Zenshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Bender?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Community Relations has nothing at this time. Construction, curriculum and instruction, Title I services, be it resolved, the Board of Education discuss and approve the letter agreement for providing Title I services to St. Nicholas Academy. The total cost of these services will be $33,888, which will be funded through the Title I funding, which I don't think is affected by any of that state stuff, right? Right. So I'll make that motion
I'll second.
by Mrs. McCrew, seconded. Questions or comments? Go ahead, Dan.
Just small, we voted a couple motions back that for St. Nicholas Catholic School, this is St. Nicholas Academy, does the name change matter at all?
I don't think it changes the intent.
Okay, that's all, just wanna make sure for logistics.
We can change it.
What's their
I-
official, have they changed to?
I think
No.
now they're an academy.
Yeah, I think now it went to academy.
They are at
I think.
academy now? Okay, I don't,
Yeah,
but it's nice to know, so thanks.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Pre-K program agreement, be resolved, Board of Education discuss and approve the pre-K program agreement between Cambria County Child and the Northern Cambria School District for the 25-26 school year, as per appendix number 4.
Make the motion.
Mr. Mike Basil, and then Mr. Thomas Bender, seconded. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Virtual instruction, now I asked to put this on just to cover our bases in case something would happen. Okay, you can read it in front of you. I did that just in case for any reason whatsoever, the school's not able to be used for any kind of anything, since we already, after August 15th, I believe, we closed the school for instruction, is that correct? High school? High school was closed, Okay. effective August 15th. If we're not able to get into the new school, we're able to do anything virtual to not lose days, okay? Mr. Al said that we also have a few days we can
We have
use.
our flexible instruction days we can
Yeah,
use.
I hate to burn those on something like
Yeah,
this,
I know.
but I just wanna make, if we need to do anything about this so the kids don't lose time. Okay, that's the only reason I put it on, so we don't have to do anything with it if we don't want to, okay? Got it?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, just, I mean, I'm happy that you're being proactive with that. I don't know if I see the need, to be honest, it could be voted. One, does Ellen need the, I don't know if I quite understand what we're authorizing here, because.
How I would interpret that is the 5 flexible instruction days, we can just invoke that at any time we want.
Well, you wouldn't need the board's vote on that though, correct? That's just,
Not
you
for
just
5
make that
days.
decision, yeah.
Right,
Okay.
now, where this would become important is if we needed, for whatever reason, whatever eventuality, we needed more than that. You can close a school in an emergency, there's a act that covers that. But the thing you have to do is you do have to apply to the school services office, you have to rationalize, you give them a form you have to fill out to tell them why you're doing it. And then you have to tell them what you're going to do to try to make sure you provide instructional services in the meantime, which I think where this comes in. And then as long as you don't exceed, as long as you still have 450 hours for kindergarten, 900 hours for elementary, and 990 hours for secondary, you can use those days, but when you run out, whenever you exceed those minimums, then you'll have to do something else. So it really just gives us a little extra insurance and a little extra wiggle room if we happen to run out of the flexible instruction days. We'd still have, I don't have a count of our hours right now from our calendar, but I'm sure we're over
We're over
990.
1,000, I thought, or something.
Yeah,
Usually like
we are,
100.
so we would be able to take at least a couple of days off that, and this would help us to do that.
Also, Dave just said the final inspections are happening soon.
Yeah.
If we don't meet them, what do we do? So that's why I put that on.
Yeah. Does
Just
it
to
take
cover
board
our
action? Does it
So-
take
so
board
this
action?
gives
to do this?
administration
Over 5
authorization
at least.
from the board to do kind of whatever's necessary in the Correct. worst case.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to come back to ask you if I could apply to school services for the days.
Correct, yeah, that's why it's on there. Danielle, you had your hand up.
I'm just wondering, what would have to happen for it to be deemed necessary to have the kids not come in person? What would have to happen?
Where are you gonna put them if you can't take occupancy?
No, I'm asking you, what would have to happen to prevent that?
Bus failures, who knows?
Is this basically giving the board the right to invoke?
It's giving the administration to do what they need to do in a time of need.
I think like if the permit didn't get approved.
Yeah, I think
like
it-
if the
correct.
occupational
If the
permit didn't get
inspection-
approved,
Okay.
I guess.
Correct.
It's just been a really crazy rumor that this has been what was gonna happen, and it's funny that it appears
I don't
on
know where the
this.
rumor would have started, but
Yeah.
it's
Me neither.
This just gives the administration flexibility to do what they
It's-
need to do without us having a special meeting, to let them do it. That's all it's for.
Can I ask just a question?
Yes, Jen?
How's the moving going along? Are the teachers moved into the building? Are we getting underway to begin
Well,
on
the
time?
moving is in process. I'm sorry, I don't know that I can give you a percentage right now.
No,
It's really-
I don't need a percentage, but
Okay.
everyone, could I maybe ask our principals, we look like we'll be fine to be in person, without inspections, but our
Yes.
house.
We are moving, it is
Okay.
coming along. When we had our meeting this week, we spoke with Dave, and it's looking like things will be turned over on the 12th if everything is all good. And I've emailed my teachers, they are aware that they can come in the evenings, weekends, once we get the all clear that we can get in. They are ready to go and get in, and even some of the service days, they might use some of their time to get everything set up and ready to go. So we're ready for kids on the 21st.
So Chris, you're guys, you're ready, Dr. Tibbet, you're
Yes,
fine.
we're ready.
So we're just the only thing that would hold us up would be inspections.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, there's still lots to do, but
Right.
it's all
But
fine.
we're ready
right on
to start
track, I should
teaching and
say.
start learning.
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
We might have to fine tune some things, but we're
fine.
able
That's
to
expected.
teach,
That's
absolutely.
expected. Thank you.
And Kevin, just if I can have one more comment. Yeah, I think it's good we're being proactive for this, because again, for some reason occupational permits will be approved, but to Danielle's point and Jen's, I've heard rumors that we may go virtual, so I think when people see this on the agenda, obviously the perception is, why are we even voting on this unless there's something, so Carol, you're not aware of anything that would hold us up, right? No, I mean, Dave is confirming, so just so the public is aware,
knows.
there's
Okay.
nothing that would hold us up at this point unless there's something unforeseen, so.
We've had some crazy weather, so we don't know what's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
the unforeseen, nobody can, we could always do what ifs, I always say, but you have to do even if, so, yeah, so right now we're on track. Okay.
All right, I'm not reading the motion, but I will make the motion for item C, virtual instruction.
Second.
Mr. Mike Basil. I want to roll call that one too, since there was a lot of discussion.
Dr. Krug?
Yes.
Mrs. Krug?
Yes, I'd rather see the kids here, but if need be.
Mrs. Lieb?
Yes.
Mr. Basil?
Yes.
Mr. Westrick?
Yes.
Ms. Zenshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Bender?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoover?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, Envision Math renewal. Be it resolved, the Board of Education discussed and approved the 3-year price quote from Savas Learning Company for the renewal of the Envision Math program for grades 7 and 8. The cost of the district for the 3-year contract is $14,027.60.
Motion.
Mr. Mike Basil.
I'll second.
Mrs. Norman Cook. Questions or comments?
Just for Chris, I guess, I don't remember all this, is this just a standard contract, I'm assuming, nothing new?
It's your
These are
renewals.
always
It's
usually
your
standard.
math
Yep.
curriculum.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
My Perspectives English Language Arts renewal. Same thing applies there. It's a renewal contract for $14,581.64 for 3 years for grades 8, 7, and 8. Motion by Mr. Tom Bender.
I'll second.
Mrs. Norma Krug seconds it. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Student handbook changes. Be it resolved, the Board of Education review, discuss, and approve the changes to the 25-26 parent-student teacher handbooks. As per appendix number 5.
Motion.
Mr. Mike Basil. Second by Mrs. Norma Krug. She beat Jen's hand by a fraction of a second. Any questions or comments? Yes, Daniel?
Do we have any idea what the changes are? Any, like a summary or like anything?
They were listed in your email.
Here's a list of them.
It's on
Oh, I was busy here all day.
appendix 5. It starts on appendix 5, it tells you what pages the updates happened.
Okay. I was,
They're all in there.
I don't know that, I always use the phone and stuff.
thank you.
There it is, thanks.
Roll call.
Mrs. Krug?
Yes.
Mrs. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Basil?
Yes.
Mr. Westrick?
Yes.
Mrs. Zenshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Bender?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoover?
Yes.
Dr.
I'm
Krug?
gonna abstain. I didn't get a chance to read it. I was busy all day too.
Motion carries.
Homestead Farmstead 25-26. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approves the 25-26 Homestead Farmstead resolution with a preliminary calculation of the maximum real estate tax reduction amount applicable to each approved homestead and to each approved farmstead is $241.38. Details are outlined in appendix number 6.
Motion.
Motion by Mrs. Norma Krug.
Second.
Mr. Mike Basil seconds it. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Resignation, be resolved, the Board of Education accepts with regret the resignation of Mrs. Carolyn Campbell as a special education teacher in the district. Mrs. Campbell has 5 years of service with the district as per attachment number 6. I'll make the motion for that one. Mr. Tom Bender seconds it. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Motion carries.
Do we need to put, to advertise for a new one for the regular meeting?
That's the one, Dr.
You talked about before already?
Yeah, and they did advertise.
Okay, good enough, good enough, okay. School Resource Officer Agreement, be resolved, Board of Education, maybe we should take this to executive session, this kind of ties into the other one. That's fine. Okay, we'll probably come out and vote on that after executive session, folks, okay? Okay. The Ignite substitute list is below you, so be it resolved, the Board of Education approves the following Ignite professional substitutes for the 25-26 school year. I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Mike Basil seconds it. Any other questions or comments? Okay, roll call.
Mrs. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Vassal?
Yes.
Mr. Westrick?
Yes.
Ms. Zenshaw?
Yes?
Mr. Bender?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoover?
Yes.
Dr. Krug?
Abstain.
Mrs. Krug?
Abstain.
Motion carries.
Okay, staff development. Jen, you have nothing at this time? Student activities, Mike, apparently nothing at this time. Lots going on in the bus driver field, though. Be it resolved, the Board of Education discusses and approves the following bus drivers: John Emery, Leah Shields, Dwayne Kerr, Catherine Jeffries, LaMonica DeArmond, and Barbara Marie Carey for the 25-26 school years, as well as those listed in appendix number 8.
Oh,
Okay. Mrs. Jen Zenshaw makes the motion. Mr. Mike Basil seconds it. Any questions or comments? I'm guessing they're all approved, right? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
And be it resolved, the Board of Education approves the list of vehicles for the 25-26 school year. I'm gonna guess this is for the busing, right? Yeah, okay.
I'll make the motion, Kevin.
Motion by Mr. Mike Basil.
Second.
Mr. Bob Westrick will second it. Any questions or comments on the buses? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Be it resolved, the Board of Education discusses and approves the bus routes for the 25-26 school year as per appendix number 10.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Mike Basil. And Mr. Tom Bender will second it. Any questions or comments on those guys? Any, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Jen, you can take over the next one because you brought this up. Vape detectors, discuss the option of having vape detectors on the buses.
Okay, so I wanted to talk to the board about potentially discussing with Tri-County adding vape detectors to the bus. Vape detectors typically use low electricity, so they could be plugged into the buses. When you turn it on, it goes into the battery, so it'd be into the ignition. The reason behind this thought process is because our bus drivers have to stay safe, but they also are the detectors of those using the vape detectors on the bus, so they're distracted. They can see the students behind them, because we ask them to be aware and to then report. So this is kind of twofold. I would like us to discuss with Tri-County better camera systems so that we can see what is happening on the bus. There are better systems so that you can log in and you can see from all different angles. So that needs to be updated because right now the surveillance system is very grainy and old. And vape detector system, it's relatively new to put them on the bus, but I would like to investigate that. There are grants available to help pay for vape detectors. There's several out there actually, and I could help explore those options. But also, because of the VOTEC, we have many students who come in with vapes from all the sending schools. I don't know if a resolution in the short term could be when we take the students up in one bus, if we bring them home in another bus, because a lot of the students are hiding their vapes somewhere on the bus, and when they get back on that same bus and to come back to their Sunday school, they're pulling that vape out, and they're vaping under the seat or blowing the vapors into the water bottle, and, you know, they're doing all kinds of things that they shouldn't be doing. And so I would like to somehow make the buses safer for our drivers so that they're not distracted by finding a way to put the vape detectors on the bus and get better systems. So because I'm not in charge of transportation, I'd like to talk to Mrs. Hoover, see if we could talk to Tri-County and maybe come up with a resolution for this.
She's right beside you.
Yeah, but is the board, is everyone
On board.
with vape detectors and better cameras on our bus? And perhaps talking about switching buses, because I know the same bus driver typically takes them up and stays there and brings them home. If we could possibly, I know there's a shortage of drivers, but if we could remedy some of the situation by having a different bus bring them back.
We talked to them about cameras in the past. I think we do have some cameras, but not, there were multiple cameras on buses that also the drivers wanted, came into expense. If you're saying there are grants out there, maybe you could produce some of that
Yeah, I
information,
have
because that
some-
would be a big plus for probably Tri-County and us, because who pays for that? And it would benefit Tri-County, as well as benefiting us.
Absolutely, yeah, but I think it's worth a
So if you could find
conversation.
those grants that you know of, bring them to us.
I don't know that we would pay for Tri-Counties, you know, to upgrade their buses. But I mean, if it's for our students, I'm with you on that. I'm happy to talk to anybody at Tri-County. It is my understanding that other districts that are served by Tri-County already have the cameras on those buses that we are seeking, and they are Tri-County owned. Is that correct?
That's what I understand.
Yeah.
Yes. So I would like for them to provide us, we've been loyal to Tri-County for many years, and they should provide us with the safety upgrades. It is my opinion that they should provide us with the safety upgrades for our students. And I've talked to them about taking one bus up and having another bus come, and I'm not sure that that's gonna be possible, but I'm happy to talk to them about it. Maybe discussing with them, and I don't know that their drivers wanna be searching for contraband,
They certainly don't, that's not their job, but it is something that happens.
but if the contraband is on the bus, then making those drivers aware that it's there might be a step in finding it, taking it from them, you know,
Yeah,
they,
right.
or maybe that keeps them from putting it on the bus and they take it in and get caught with it. I'm not sure, but yeah, thank you, I did not know about that last part, and I'll be happy to call Tri-County to talk about all those things and come back
Okay,
next
so I have one
month.
question. So you're saying the vapes aren't making it into the school because we do have vape protection in our schools?
So sometimes they are and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're just left on the bus, and I'm speaking strictly from the VOTEC experience, because our buses here within the junior, senior high, elementary school, they're used for other routes. But when the VOTEC bus takes the students up, it stays, and so the students can leave some of their belongings, and they go into the school and have their school time, and then they come out and.
But that bus is still used for additional students end of the day.
Well, but they would take
But
that.
they're getting on it.
They would
they're
get
getting
on
it
it and then just
Right.
retrieve whatever they hid, wherever they hid it,
Okay.
and then put it on their person. So,
They never enter the school with it,
And
obviously.
does
It's not
VOTEC
one-
have vape protectors for their school as
oh
well?
yeah,
Okay.
they do.
How does the school check there when you come in with, for vape things?
So there's, we have a wand.
Randoms. and
Yeah,
then-
so we do check them randomly coming
Yes.
off the VOTEC bus when they return to school to check for
Right.
vapes, because sometimes we'll get alerts.
A wind of it, yeah.
Yes,
Right, but
so
But that
it's-
one, how does it work? Is it just picking up electronic signal from
the battery.
the battery?
Yeah,
and
it
stuff?
can-
Is there something that, when you do look at these grants, that you could find something that could go on the bus? As you walk on the bus, they detect that, you know, you have a
That's-
wand there, but maybe they have something that can go one more step up. As you walk on, you check and say, hey, dump in the garbage can, get off, you're
Right.
not, you know,
Yeah,
that'd
I
be.
mean, that's a good
But-
suggestion, but from what I have done in my research, the vape detectors are based solely on the vapors that are emitted whenever a student vapes.
So if it's in their
Uses it.
pocket, they're not using it, it doesn't pick it up. you're
No.
saying?
But
It's when
you're
they
picking
use
it up
it.
when they walk into school, right?
Yes,
But if you had that on the bus already,
you're
they walk
right.
between that signal, you know, because the battery's there, you're gonna pick it up and you say, hey, it goes right here, you don't get on the bus, one of the two.
That's true, that could be a good remedy too.
Did you say they don't check everyone? Lisa, was that, did I understand
I
that?
check them every day when they come off the bus now.
That might be,
Maybe we should-
So that would be something more.
They're very adamant, they're pretty good. It's just that they're being left on the bus, and then they're picking them up later.
We good?
Yeah, we're good, so we'll move forward with that.
Okay,
Thank you.
athletics, nothing at this time. Okay. All right, guys, we need an executive session, so,
That would be.
be it resolved, the Board of Education will enter an executive session at 7:24 PM to discuss litigation, contract, students, and personnel. I'll make that motion.
I think it's a good idea, Joe. Second.
Absolutely.
Did you know what you seconded, Mike?
Yeah, the executive
Okay.
session, yeah. Nobody else say anything, I'm the only one paying attention. No one else sleeping.
Now, guys, before you know, there might be a couple items we will come out and vote on after this is over, and I do not know how long this executive session is going to take, okay? So, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Let's see, be it resolved, the Board of Education resumes the meeting at 8:11, oh, that's not right, 8:08 PM. We're gonna go back to item number F. Be it resolved, the Board of Education authorizes the administration to advertise for quotes to perform a forensic audit for the years from 2020 through the present. That would be fiscal years from July 1st through June 30th. Motion by Ms. Carol Lieb, second by Mr. Tom Bender. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Karen, that is 7-0, Mike, I believe, okay? Okay, and then the next one we will do will be School Resource Officer, page 8, item B, 25-8-15. I will make a motion to table
Second.
item B, seconded by Ms. Jen Zenshaw. All in favor? Anybody opposed to that? Okay, but we will put that on for the next meeting, Karen, okay? That one and the Giddings one, okay? I think that's all we have. Okay,
I'm sorry, just to get this, school resource officer tabled, who was motion and seconded?
I motioned, oh no, Carol.
No, I
Let me make
didn't.
sure.
Yeah, I second, Kevin motioned to
seconded.
table, I second.
Yeah,
That's what,
yeah, I motioned to table, Jen seconded it, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so, page number 9 here. Be resolved that the committee of the whole meeting of the Northern Cambria School Board for August 5th, 2025 be adjourned at 8:12 PM. I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Second.
Carol seconds it. We'll let Bob do it this time. I know he's had to get in on it. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?